Welcome to the Mashup.
Tell me whether I'm wrong or right. East or west, up or down, side to side. I sit to stand and fall to fly. Of all of my impulsive plans, pop and lock and salsa dances on demand. I follow leading off the map and stop the chatter, scream happily.
Welcome to the Mashup.
Welcome to the mashup. Welcome to the welcome to the mashup.
Welcome to the Mashup.
Now, I know we got a lot of viewers in Saskatchewan, and so this is going to come as a shock to you. It came as a shock to me. But apparently, when you're doing just like a regular ass kind of, any sort of manual labor that you would just normally do on a flat surface, and it's just an easy piece of piss, you do it on a steep hill, and it wrecks you. It will just destroy you. You will literally end the day saying that you would have been better off if someone had just beat you with sticks the entire time. It's, we don't really have to worry about it. Anybody in or from Saskatchewan, it doesn't even occur to us. But yeah, hills are a real bastard.
Or you're just getting old, twos.
No, it's the hill.
It's the hill?
The hill.
The hill to die.
It's literally, I was just going to say that.
Welcome, everyone. Morning to all. Mashup 173. I'm excited to be here this week. I think, it's a long
how you
weekend.
doing?
I'm doing well. I got to give a shout out to a whole bunch of guys who came out to the studio on Tuesday, and we're cutting down some trees and cleaning up some things. And so Kevin says, "Good morning, Zane and Twos." And Sean. Yes, and Sean. Okay, I'm glad you remembered me.
Zane and Twos are basically the two fan favorites of the show. So,
okay. Anyways, yes, they're great human beings. Yes, I can agree to that. Mashup 173.
Okay. So you did a bunch of tree stuff.
We did, and a shout out to Brian Hayden, and I'm gonna butcher this, Troy Clark and Seth Bloom, and
I'm sorry, you butchered Troy Clark?
No, Rhett Fountain. I'm gonna butcher that. I'm not gonna remember them all. Rhett Fountain and Ken Rutherford. Yeah, okay, all right, whatever. Just there was a whole group of great guys. Mark Labaking came out. Cam Grabowski and Jim Henderson, and I don't know. There was a whole group of us that did a bunch of work. Dean Amager, shout out to Dean. Got to finally catch back up with him, and it was super cool. Chuck Prodnick drove all the way from Edmonton to come out and help for a bit, and there was just a cool group of guys out there. It was hot, but it's pretty cool when you get a group of guys together that want to do some work. Like that was super cool.
The amount of stuff you get done when
people
just show up because they want to.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and all workers, right? Nobody was sitting twiddling their thumbs going, it's too hot. They were just in it and having fun. And yeah, it was super cool to be a part of, and appreciate everybody coming out. Mashup 173. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, Twos.
Renee brings up a very important point. It's improper movement, not age. Boom. It's not age. It's just that I suck at it.
That's correct, Twos. So get over the fact you're aging. Good morning, Murray. If you are enjoying the show, before we get to any further, if you're watching on X, like, share, make a business case for the mashup, hit the retweet button, and let's get it out past, once again, I try live streaming it to my YouTube channel, which is still not allowing me to put anything out on it right now, too. Like it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Because it literally showed up in my YouTube recommendations like earlier today.
Well, man, that's great. But we can't live stream to my YouTube channel, the Mashup YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe to that, because all the podcast episodes don't go there. So it doesn't get shut down near as much. We get demonetized all the time for playing improper clips that maybe at times we're not allowed to play. But other than that,
yeah, we might have to just tell everybody about one of the happy news stories today.
Yes, I think that's probably a good idea. Either way, if you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit the retweet button, you share it with a friend, all the good things. Appreciate everybody being here on a Friday of a long weekend. Yep. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be nice. But we're going to start with corrections. Before we get there, happy Airborne Friday to all the military boys out there.
Yeah.
Happy Airborne Friday, okay? Jamie Sinclair was at
Jamie sent me a couple sweet videos.
Yeah, I know, a sniper course. I was like, that looks sweet. Anyways, That was cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie.
You know, it was
and to Chuck.
interesting because there was the first shot, and then it said 0.3 left, I think, was what the guy said. And then, you know, the scope gets adjusted, and I'm like, wait, does that mean you shot 0.3 to the left, or you need to move 0.3 to the left? And does that ever get confusing?
I'm sure they know the terminology.
Well,
All right.
but is it standardized? Like if you go to
It's going to be standardized.
If you've got a Chechnyan spotter for your scoper, they're going to be like 0.3 left, and then all of a sudden you're 0.6 off, right? Like I don't know. The world isn't always standardized, and so you'd think there would be unambiguous communication.
Sure,
I'm guessing, but I'm not sure.
Okay, let's start with corrections, shall we?
Okay.
Do you want me to? This is about the Handmaid's Tale among more than 200 other books being pulled at the Edmonton Public Schools. This has been, you know, in the headlines. We're censoring books, all these different things. But Twos wants to make a correction. Fire away.
So I had said a few weeks ago, somebody had claimed on Twitter that they were banning The Handmaid's Tale. The implication being that they didn't want books talking about dystopian futures because they wanted to make their own dystopian future. And I said, they're not banning The Handmaid's Tale. They're banning books that have a whole bunch of sexual content in it. Well, it turns out they are banning Handmaid's Tale, and it's because it's got some rape scenes and things like that in it. So, yeah.
Once again, we should, you know, banning. I don't think we're banning The Handmaid's Tale. We're removing it from classrooms, from the school libraries.
Absolutely fair. That's
like
absolutely
let's
fair.
be very clear here, folks.
I'm using their words.
I know.
I should never do
I know.
that.
I'm just saying, like,
we should never do that.
We shouldn't do that. Like, we're not banning books. We're removing them from classrooms and from school libraries. And you can be upset about that. I'm not sure if much of our audience is upset about that, because a lot of it has.
If you want your kid to read a story about women being raped, you can still give them that book. It's not like the book's going away in total. It's just not going to be offered from the government.
Yeah, there you go. So, like, you know, we can argue about this all we want. It's just, it's not being banned. It's being removed from school libraries in Alberta specifically. And I think that's probably a good thing. There's a lot of stuff in there that we've talked about over the course of this mashup. And
Mr. Felching.
Yeah. Some of it you can't even talk about, right? I think it's the premier who actually said I can't even show some of it because it's graphic and we're televising, you know, in the next panel, Alberta Next panel that they've been going around the province in. She's not even allowed to show it because it's graphic, right? And yeah, obvious reasons. Like it's so common sense. It's just book banning, anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, shall we get into some rapid fire to begin? Shall we?
Yeah, let's do a little bit of rapid fire.
All right, here's Brian.
Well, actually, I mean, we got the Coots.
You must have snuck it in there. Coots 6.5. What do you got for me this week? I assume more of the same.
Accused London pot shop shooter also charged in Toronto theater gunfire. Now, the really interesting and important part of this story is that he was let out on bail. And do you know how much the bail amount was?
No, I don't know.
1 penny.
1 penny?
1 penny.
1 cent?
1 cent.
That was bail?
That was bail.
That's a thing?
Yeah. Like we've discontinued the penny. You can't use it for legal transactions or anything like that anymore. And yet we still have it as a bail amount.
I know I'm a moron here, but it says the London Free Press. This is a story about Canada?
London, Ontario.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. So this is a story in Ontario, and the bail was set at 1 cent.
Bail was set at 1 cent.
Well, Canada, you never cease to amaze me.
I know.
6.5.
Like,
yes.
Just when I think you can't possibly get any stupider,
you go and do
totally
something like this
go and
totally redeem yourself. Yes. Brian Lilly, our asylum system is being abused and needs to change fast. According to the latest government figures, there are 287,786 people waiting to have their asylum claim heard. In 2015, we just had 16,000 asylum seekers, or claims, I should say. And compared to this year, 55,000 in the first 6 months of 2025. 190,000 people were seeking asylum last year. Back in 2015, the backlog for cases being heard was just under 10,000, 9,999, not close to now 300,000. And it goes on to go. Last year, we had 32,000 people claim asylum from India, almost 10,000 this first 6 months of this year. India's a fellow democracy with growing economy. It has challenges, yes, but we should not be seeing a small city of asylum claims from India. More than 12,000 asylum claims last year from Mexico. And then it goes on to say federal health coverage for asylum seekers cost roughly $60 million in 2016, but the government's latest figures show a cost of $590 million in 23-24.
And that was $500 million just in Ontario.
And I pulled this up too. Here is the interim federal health program, November 25th, 2024, and it shows each year the amount spent going down.
Oh,
you can just see it grow and grow and grow and grow.
2016-17 was only $74 million. Like, just realize how insane it is to be like, I wish the government would just go back to spending $75 million on this program. Wouldn't it be nice if we could only spend $75 million?
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Canadian deported from U.S. after admitting to drone spying at Florida Space Force Base. A Canadian man has pled guilty to illegally photographing classified U.S. defense facilities at the Space Force military base in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Zhao Guang Pan, 71 of Brampton, Ontario, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of unlawful photography of military installations without authorization on 3 separate days in early January. The data showed Pan had flown his drone 9 times and taken 1,900 plus photographs and videos during his 3-day Florida visit. The plea deal states of those 1,900 photos and videos, 243 photographs and 13 videos showed specific images of Space Force-based military infrastructure and launch facilities, including fuel and munitions storage facilities, security checkpoints, and the Navy submarine platform, according to the plea agreement. It went on to say that he didn't realize, he was just there to film the sunrise. But as they search deeper and deeper,
yep,
it
will show us your camera. Oh, this is the security checkpoints. Oh, this is the munitions depots.
Yes.
Oh, this is all here. So this guy moved, believe it or not, from China to Canada in 2001, I think
Correct.
it said. And he lived in Brampton since 2003. He spent 18 years in Canada. Did you notice what he did for a living when he lived in Canada?
Worked at Best Buy?
A technician at Best Buy. Not a sales guy, not like one of the guys that's just going to tell you which headphones you need to buy. He was Geek Squad. When you take your computer in to get it fixed, the people who open it up and go through the hard drive and all that stuff, that was that dude.
Yes.
And then we find out 20 years later, he's a spy.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. The article, the amount of times that he said, I was just taking pictures of the sunrise, and they're like, you realize if you're lying to us, this is going to have ramifications. And then one of the things that they had Pan's cell phone. Agents also found several screenshots he created, including several Google Maps satellite overviews of Cape Canaveral, because he said he didn't know that there was a base there. One screenshot taken January 7th while Pan was at his drone launch location prominently displayed the words Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. So it's just like the evidence was just damning all the way up.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been deported back to Canada.
Yeah.
Correct.
I feel like maybe it could just, first off, the States, if you're going to deport somebody, deport them to Point Nemo. Do you know what Point Nemo is?
Oh, tell me.
Here.
Bring me up to speed.
Point Nemo is the spot in the world that is furthest from any land.
Oh.
There isn't a single place in the world that's further from land than Point Nemo.
Point Nemo.
Yeah.
What a useful piece of information that I'll log somewhere in the back of my brain moving forward to.
I don't know why you need to be so disparaging about it, but yeah, so now he's back in Canada.
Correct. Alleged Ontario home intruder was armed with crossbow. Court documents reveal the man who allegedly, like, why do we have to put allegedly broke in? Like, I don't understand it. Like,
Well,
because he hasn't been.
I wanted to bring that up too.
So the man who allegedly broke into a Lindsay, Ontario home early this month, he was literally in the home. The guy being charged with stabbing him and all the things, he was in.
He wouldn't have been able to stab the guy if
he
hadn't
wasn't in the
come into
home.
his home. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
Was
don't
armed
think
with.
that's-
Yeah. So new car. He was armed with a crossbow,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then the incident sparked debates about self-defense and use of force, as McDonald was also charged with aggravated assault and assault with a weapon following the altercation that ensued in his home.
Yeah.
I-
which he was allegedly in.
Right. He was
Well,
allegedly.
did he actually get stabbed, or did he allegedly get stabbed?
Okay. And I want to tie this into the Tristan Hopper article. He said the headline was, "You can legally shoot, stab, and bludgeon home invaders in Canada." And he wrote, "In Canada, you can shoot, stab, and bludgeon an intruder who comes into your home with hostile intentions, and the legal system will almost always determine that you didn't do anything wrong. The problem, according to self-defense advocates, is that this determination often only comes at the tail end of a ruinous and years-long legal battle." And then he goes off to list all the different ones that have happened in Canada. You know, like 2016 Newfoundland man Gilbert Budgell was charged with second-degree murder after shooting and killing a masked home invader. The charge would later be dropped wouldn't later be dropped until 17 months later, with prosecutors declaring they wouldn't be able to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. In 2017, Nova Scotia man Brad Evans was surprised by two masked home invaders who forced him to lie on the floor at gunpoint. Evans managed to fight back, seize the weapon, and fire at the fleeing invaders, injuring one. He was hit with 3 gun charges, including reckless use of a firearm, before prosecutors ultimately dropped them a year and a half
It's
later.
not even his gun.
It's not even his
their
gun.
Their gun. Like, did they charge him with theft?
And I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I could just read more about it, but
Okay.
I mean,
Well, how about this? So this guy entered Buddy's home with a crossbow. And it says, under Canadian law, individuals have the right to defend themselves and their property. This is from Police Chief Kirk Robertson. However, it is important to understand that these rights are not unlimited in Canada. The law requires that any defensive action be proportional to the threat faced. So my big takeaway from that is that every home in Canada that wants to take home defense seriously needs to have a giant wall with multiple weapons of war and destruction spanning centuries, ages, so that if somebody comes in with a fucking halberd, you'd be like, oh, I got something for this, right? And then you could just grab the Morning Star off of the wall and have at thee.
man,
They're worried about the proportional response to a crossbow.
correct.
Be like, well, you know what? I mean, he did fight back, but it was with a compound bow, and the technology in the ages doesn't actually line up well. Would it be unfair of you to use one of those ancient Chinese or Japanese repeating crossbows that they had that had like the sort of if you used like the Guan Yu or whatever the hell it was called, would that be a disproportionate response to just a regular crossbow? Because it would be giving you an unfair advantage?
The article goes on to say Breen was on probation at the time of the alleged break-in. I'm like,
The alleged break.
the alleged break-in. Okay.
With the alleged crossbow. How did the crossbow get there?
He had no fixed address and has a lengthy criminal record. And oh wait, there was a warrant out for his arrest at the time of the incident as well. I mean, come on. Holy crap. Like, reality is stranger than fiction, man. The story knows no bounds and how stupid Canadian law is.
Mm-hmm.
Alberta grants ministries more power to reject access to information requests. The Alberta government recently introduced new changes to its access to information system, which has quietly given public bodies more power to outright reject requests they say would be unreasonably interfere with operations. Read it, Sean. There you go.
I think the only unreasonable thing here is limiting access to information requests. JJ McCullough just tweeted that he had submit an access to information for the document that Carney had sent out justifying calling the election. And literally the entire document was blacked out. This is the opening scene from Catch 22. You know, it's not as though it like not even like the greeting, or you couldn't even find an adverb in there that you didn't need to block out.
So on the other side,
What about punctuation?
This being about Alberta, I reached out to Natasha Gonick because as soon as I read this, I'm like, well, I should ask Natasha. She's the one who does all the freedom of information. If you paid attention to her on the podcast, and she just has extensive experience in this. And she actually said right now in Alberta, this has improved it. She goes, we'll wait and see as it goes out longer. But she now
improved it.
Hey, I'm just telling you what she told me this morning, that she hasn't actually seen, because this came back into effect in June. And so it's been in use now for a few months. I'm just telling you what she told me to.
I mean,
just telling you.
If they're giving the bureaucrats more leeway in terms of outright defying access to information requests,
I agree.
How could that? How?
Right, because if you read more of the story, it says one of the questions it asked is what constitutes unreasonable interference with operations. So they're saying, if you ask for 30,000 pages of documents, now they have to change their operations to go focus on finding the documents. And so, like,
they don't get anything done anyway.
I understand. I'm just saying, I reached out. I did my journalistic duty, reached out to one of the people I know who deals in this every single day. And she said right now she has nothing to go, this is crazy or anything like that. She's basically said it's been, I don't know, good so far.
We just covered
1
or 2 weeks ago that the government had to restrict access to streaming sites because of the amount of terabytes that were being downloaded monthly.
I understand.
From Netflix
I just reached out to one person. Am I allowed to reach out to one person? Am I allowed to do that?
I don't understand. Like, oh yeah, we've got to pause the new season of Tiger King. Oh, this is so disruptive. I might actually have to work 30 hours this week.
Jamie Sinclair just texted me and said, I can't find you on YouTube. I know, Jamie, because YouTube won't let me on my channel. So find us on the Mashup YouTube.
Did you watch?
Yes. Come on, Jamie. Figure it out here. Quebec. In less than a year, the co-owners of the A5 hospitality company have been targeted 13 times by violent acts of intimidation, whether in the form of threatening messages, written or verbal, demanding payment, or outright episodes of gunfire. And the investigation also shows that the Arab Power Gang, an emerging group that wants to gain a larger foothold in Montreal's organized crime scene, is behind the threats. The series of threats against A5 Hospitality began on August 14th, 2024, when an envelope contained 2 9mm bullets and the following handwritten note: "It's time to pay up. You have 48 hours to do so, or we'll shut you down." Mm-hmm. On May 3rd, a certain Hesham, a regular at the Le Collet Privy nightclub on Boulevard Saint Laurent, which is owned by A5, spoke with the manager at the establishment, saying, "My bosses are in prison. We want to meet the boss at A5 Hospitality. If they don't pay for security, we'll shoot everywhere and burn down all their clubs," he threatened. This is straight out of a movie, isn't it?
It is.
Like, this feels like
totally. Like, it wants to enter all its establishments to offer protection and thus ensure that bikers or Italians no longer have control of these establishments. When Vesper talks about how fucking Quebec is just full of gangsters and hoodlums and ne'er-do-wells, this seems to be more or less what he's talking about.
It feels like a article or a scene straight out of The Godfather,
Oh, absolutely. Or
happening in Montreal. Yes, or any mob show. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Blacklocks. The fund is working for women entrepreneurs and businesses. It has helped 500 women start new businesses. An audit showed 322 businesses were accepted at a cost of $130 million. All 322 were already in business. Fund did not go to new businesses for startup.
And furthermore, so the start of it was a quote from Mary Ng. liberal minister. She's one of the ones who got caught in a conflict of interest conviction, and it had 0 startups, 0 job creation. So the government spent $130 million. And I saw another post on this. Brandt 75 had said that 100 of the 160 business, 100 of 160 businesses or something like that, were in fucking Quebec.
Quebec. Yes. So, I mean, good old Blacklocks. I should have Tom Korski back on. I miss that guy. That
Like
guy
every week.
Yeah, that guy is solid. Okay. ACERT investigating after woman shot by police in
Wink went to win.
Winkwentwin?
I don't
Alberta.
How would you pronounce that?
Welcome to the show where Sean butchers yet another name.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even like
I know.
the fact that they're using our alphabets for their names kind of feels like cultural appropriation, by the way.
Alberta
I mean,
police
isn't that the way the
watchdog
rules go?
say it's investigating the case of an Edmonton officer who shot a man from inside the fire truck bucket. Police were called. I wish there was video of that. Like, why was he in the fire truck bucket? I guess to get a good angle on it.
So if you look at the picture, yeah. So there was a domestic dispute involving some knives or something like that in one of these apartments, and so he just went up in the fire truck bucket.
Edged weapons. Police were called just a week ago to a downtown apartment building to respond to a domestic disturbance where man threatened people with multiple edged weapons.
Yeah. So they took him up in the fire bucket, and he was like, "Okay, a little higher, don't too much, down a little bit, down,
and then bang,
hold it right there, and then."
I guess edged weapons.
Like, I feel like that's the kind of thing that would be the really fun part of the job. I mean, murdering somebody probably not super cool, but doing it out of a bucket.
He didn't murder it. The guy was taken to hospital with non-life threatening injuries. He didn't kill him.
Okay. All right. Well,
so it's not like he killed the guy. He just he had edged weapons. I mean, what is it? Is it a samurai sword? Is it a hatchet? Is it like what is
technically,
it?
Everything has edges. It just doesn't necessarily have sharp edges. This is technically an edged weapon. It's just that the edge is very soft.
He's running around with multiple phones. Anyway,
here's an eraser. This is technically
that has edged weapon.
Yeah. Doink. Zane and Renee are saying in the comments that there actually was a video of it. I wish I saw it before we did this. If it's really cool, maybe we'll show it next week.
No business case. Canada wants to sell LNG to Germany. What? I thought there was no business case, too.
No business case. And this is just wonderful. And then Global, who fucks everything up, as they're wont to do, they had said, oh, where the hell is it? They've got a kind of a subheading. Has the business case changed? And then it talks about the exactly 3 years later, Hodgson, who's the new energy minister or whatever with the Liberals, says the business case has indeed changed. Now, let's go to whether or not he actually said that. Global, you idiot fucks.
I think there was a view prior to a few years ago that the need for natural gas would be relatively minor and relatively short term. And I think what we all realize post the Ukraine, post what's happening with AI, that natural gas is going to be a transition fuel that's in greater demand.
So, no. The business case did not change. It's just that the people looking at it and what they thought about it changed. The business case did not change. It did not develop. The war in Ukraine didn't start last week, you fucking numpties.
We're governed by idiots, too. I mean, we both know this.
And reported on by idiots. He didn't say that the business case changed. He said that they thought it was just going to be a fucking fart in the wind a few years ago. And then they realized, oh, no, we were wrong. Meanwhile, people like us were yelling from the rooftops that you guys were being idiots. The business case didn't change.
Correct.
It's just that they got somebody slightly less retarded making the decision.
Okay. The NDP are not a serious party.
That's correct.
Danielle Smith and her whole panel of I think it's 13 people. It's pretty large. They were just in Lloyd a couple nights ago. To listen, if you're listening to this and you're part of the UCP, you have to do something to get the word out that these things are happening. The amount of people that have no idea that it was in Lloyd until it was done was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening to this and you're part of the UCP, for the love of God, just advertise it better. It's sad. But regardless, we're talking about the NDP and how they're not a serious party. Nenshi had his own town hall, pointed and made fun of their Alberta Next panel, and then took no questions from the floor. You want to show
no
the video?
questions.
Show the video.
This is okay. I'm going to show the video, and then we need to talk about the composition of the attendees. But here's the video.
We talk a lot about the format for tonight. I'm going to start by telling you a little bit what to expect. So you know that there is this other set of town halls going on at the moment. And so rather than give people the opportunity to hold the mic and give us a monologue, we're giving you the opportunity to talk to your friends and neighbors and the friends you haven't met yet in the room. So we're going to talk a lot about the format.
Okay. So, yeah, it's not exactly a town hall. It was just a fucking monologue. That's all it was. But let's look at this picture a little bit closer. They said standing room only. First of all, there's still a hell of a lot of room around this room. Secondly, if you look at everybody in that picture, there is just the median age in this is probably 70. And that actually lines up perfectly with the median IQ. These people, the vast majority of them, will not live long enough to vote in the next provincial election. They are on death's door already. The only thing whiter than the skin of these people attending is their hair.
Oh, somebody just sent me the video. I don't know how to get it on the screen, though, so that sucks on this end, of the dude shooting the guy out of the fire bucket. Oh, that's
okay. Well,
I'll send that to Twos. I'll send it to Twos.
Okay. And what? I just need to look forward to my DMs or what?
Yes.
Well, tell me what I'm doing with this.
Yeah. I'll send it to you in your DMs. Right. I'll send it to you in DMs.
Anyway, the NDP, who consistently talks about how important diversity is, and they try and take cheap shots whenever there isn't enough diversity in a UCP town hall.
It's in your
Here
DM.
They are with just a whole lot of old ass white dudes. Okay, let's see. I've been having trouble with my DMs lately, and yeah, it's not even. Maybe if I just go like this. Yeah.
It doesn't want us to. It doesn't want us to work
Sean
together.
Newman podcast. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Here's their sound. Nice.
Can you imagine seeing that? It'd just be like, what is going on?
Next zone 23, rescue 14, pump 10A.
That might be a little loud. I'm not sure.
No,
all right.
It's fine. Shout out to whoever just sent me that.
That was Renee.
That's sweet. Was that Renee?
That was Renee. So thanks, Renee.
Thanks, Renee.
You are wonderful.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Appreciate
now,
that. The listeners of the show, the Mashup listeners, what a bunch of beautiful people.
Like just
on top of it.
Live,
on top of it.
As we're live. I think that's wonderful. All right. So Nancy doesn't take questions at the town hall. It's full of a whole bunch of old people. Did they even know what they were going to? Did they just get promised free pudding? and then they're mad because they get there and then she already ate it all. But here's the other thing is that the NDP was commemorating the death of Jack Layton. And I think that's actually good. We should all be happy that fucking guy's dead.
Okie dokie. All right. Elbows up. Globe and Mail, Canadians can put their elbows down and keep their heads high. Mark Carney made the right call by announcing the removal of some of Canadian tariffs against U.S. products on Friday. He put the country's long-term national interests ahead of short-term domestic policies, recognizing that the future of U.S.-Canada-Mexico agreement is at stake.
Okay, so this is an article from the Globe and Mail
Correct.
from August 22nd.
Yes.
Now, the next article from the Globe and Mail, dated August 28th.
Also, the Globe and Mail. Canada must be ready to get its elbows up again to stand a chance in the post-Trump era.
Are the elbows down or are the elbows up?
We're going up. We're going down.
These articles are from the same idiot newspaper 6 days apart.
In this article, and you can see it on the screen, but it says, we can note with immense pride that Canada was one of 2 countries that actually retaliated against U.S. President Donald Trump's
What's
tariffs.
the other country, Sean?
China.
Why doesn't it mention the other country?
China. I'll say it again. China.
Yeah. It's weird that it didn't mention that.
Crown Royal bottler closing down Ontario plant, shifting some operations to U.S. Spirits maker, is it Diageo, will cease operations at its bottling facility in Amherstburg, Ontario, earlier next year as it shifts some bottling volumes to the U.S. The company announced on Thursday the facility, which bottles Crown Royal products, will close in February in a move aimed at improving its North America supply chain. Bottling at the facility intended for the U.S. market would be shifting stateside, while bottling for Canadian consumers would move to its Valleyfield, Quebec location.
Believe it or not, having a business in Ontario is not an economically sound plan. And when you're capable of moving to another country, you will. Just like we didn't talk about it this week, but there was an article talking about how investment dollars have absolutely vacated Canada over the past year, which is saying something because they've been vacating Canada for
the last 10. Yes. Yes.
And so, yeah, basically the last few people who still had some money invested in Canada, gone.
Hold your heads high, though, folks. It's all
and your
good.
elbows.
And
Your
driving.
elbows.
Show the videos of the driving here in Canada right now.
Okay, so
yeah.
this, well, here, let's
put it up on
like
screen.
This is they didn't release the name, but believe it or not, this is a woman driver. And
you drive like this? How? This is not safe.
This is Canada. You remember we used to show these videos of like anywhere but this is literally in Canada.
Yes. So this woman had accidentally backed into the stairs, and then the stairs got stuck on her vehicle, and she just figured it would be fine and just continued driving along, dragging the stairs on top of her vehicle until the police pulled her over. And so she's had some kind of a charge of reckless driving or something like that added to her.
Bail set at 1 cent.
Yeah, 1 rupee. Trucker hits this car in fucking Quebec and took off. 3 injured, 1 dead. They found the trucker about 150 kilometers down the highway. I feel like this is going to be a regular segment on the show, and I'm just going to preface this by saying that not all of these are going to be fact-checked. There's probably going to be some that get thrown in that are from some other part of the world or some other country that people just say is part of Canada. And something roughly like this happened to me Monday. Monday, I almost fucking died. Not a word of exaggeration. I'm doing 75 clicks in the right-hand lane in a maximum 70 zone. And there's a yield coming up, and I see this semi. And I was just thinking to myself, wouldn't it be absolutely ironic if 3 days after I go on a big rant about how unsafe the trucking industry in this country has become because we have a whole bunch of people from a part of the world that doesn't even have internal combustion engines. We bring them over here and we put them in charge of tens of thousands of tons of machinery traveling at high speeds. And wouldn't it be funny if he just didn't look, went to pull out in that yield, and then I ended up going right underneath the semi, right, and just get crushed right into the part where the hole is cut into the floor, and my last breaths are of aspirated human feces, smelling vaguely of curry. And I'm thinking this as I'm driving up to the intersection, and then sure enough, dude doesn't look, doesn't yield, and I am literally locked right the fuck up, slowing down. There's a car beside me, and it's slowing down too, because it's like, what the hell is going on? But it was taking away my space to actually get out of the way. But luckily, I'd slowed down more than that car, and I just edged around. And then this East Indian guy goes out and waves, and I'm sorry. And it was this close.
I
And
probably
if
don't
I
say this
hadn't
enough,
been
twos,
thinking,
but I'm happy that you're alive. I'm happy
Thank
you're
you.
alive.
Thank you.
What would the mashup be if we didn't have twos here saying off-color jokes that make us all smile on a Friday where maybe you've had a long week, and it would have been a sad day. Sad.
literally the only reason why I am alive right now was because I had the racist thought in my head that this is going to be the exact stereotype that we have been talking about on the mashup for the past several weeks. And I was
Several
already
weeks?
half expecting it.
Several
and then
weeks?
Boom, it happened.
Probably more like months, man. This has been a growing trend, going for more than weeks. It's been a months thing, and it's only going to get worse, right? I mean, we're only going to see more of this. That's what we're talking about. It's one of the trends we've picked up doing this show week after week.
We need to solve this problem, and here's how we do it. We get rid of all the safety features in vehicles. Airbags, crumple zones, seat belts, all that shit. We just get rid of it. It's allowing people to drive stupidly. If you're in a semi and you get in an accident and some kind of knife comes out and chops your balls up 1,000 times real quick, if there's like a sensor on the fender or on the bumper that's just like, oh, accident detected, ball chop deployed, I feel like people would start driving a little bit smarter.
CBC will defend its refusal to review.
Just
You
think
wanna
about
keep-
this, though. Just think about this for a second. If we get rid of the safety features in vehicles, people will have to treat the thousands of pounds of high-speed machinery with a little bit of fucking respect. And in turn, maybe our accident rates will go down a little bit, and we're going to have less incidents like this on less than a daily basis. And that would be a nice change.
May I go on?
Yeah, please. What do you got?
CBC will defend its refusal to reveal GEM subscriber numbers in court. So a public company had a Freedom of Information request to figure out how many people are
How many
subscribed
people
to
are paid
GEM.
subscribers for GEM? And they said, we're not going to release those numbers. Now,
Not
why do you
paid
think that is,
not
Sean?
paid subscribams. I don't think it says anything about paid. Did I miss
think
that?
it said paid.
I don't think so. I think GEM's a free platform.
Um,
Or am I wrong in that?
Commissioner or
Oh, number of paid subscribers. You're right. It did say that. Sorry, my apologies.
access to information request, and it was denied by CBC. And then
What do you think the number is?
it's gonna be something like 43. Okay, and so then this guy went to the commissioner of the CBC, and the commissioner said, "No, this you've got to release this." And they said, "Fuck you, we won't. We will go to court before we release this." And I can
Correct.
almost guarantee you that they are quietly trying to get a few more paid subscribers.
Well, they're probably funneling some money to boost that number right
Oh,
now.
well, I guaranteed they were from the get-go. But even with that, it's going to be a dismally small number, because the obvious follow-up to this is now going to be how many of these paid subscribers are paid for by CBC, either directly or indirectly.
Yes. Liberal Senator Adler, Charles Adler, that is.
Oh,
who
real quick.
Yes.
So Jamie says GEM is free. GEM, apparently, I don't know, because I'm not in with either one of them, but apparently GEM has free and paid subscription options.
Charles Adler, who blasted conservatives on climate, racks up 43,000 in flights home. Senator who once declared global warming the greatest moral crisis of our time quietly billed taxpayers nearly 43 grand for weekend flights between Ottawa and Winnipeg. Records show this comes from Blacklock's reporter.
So this is the same guy who recently became a senator, an independent senator, despite the fact that he used to be on Sun News Network. He used to work with Chris Sims.
I know.
And then at some point along the way, he became totally delusional. This guy is on the record multiple times talking about how useless the Senate is, how it needs to be abolished. He called them all whores at one point, and then he became one, and then was flying back and forth from Manitoba to Ottawa every weekend so that he could have his weekends off at home. While climate change is the biggest, scariest, most devastating thing that we're facing right now, and I want to get upgraded to business class.
I highly doubt Charles Adler would ever listen to us, but I once had him coming on the podcast.
Mhm.
Like he'd agreed, we'd set a time, and I believe on the day or within a 24-hour window of when we were going to record, he backed out and he never came on. That's, I don't know. I always think about
that's such a shame.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't have mind talking to him, right? Like I wouldn't have mind talking to him. He went on Jesperson all the time, right?
Why do you
And
think that is?
I know. But like I was like, you know what? I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to somebody from the other side who is absolutely insane when it came to COVID. I don't care, like, you know, and I just wanted to hear his thoughts. And anyways, it never happened. Okay, this here. Do I need to say anything else other than what it says? Women charged with murder in deadly 2023 shooting in Penta something.
Oh, I didn't even notice the woman part. That's crazy. I just thought it was hilarious because that is totally Julian from the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, well,
I didn't even realize that they were just like that person identifies as a woman. I just knew that they identified as Julian from the Trailer Park Boys. Like, look at that picture and tell me that is not Julian.
The OPP put this up. That caricature, they're drawing, whatever we're calling it. There.
Here. So for those of you who don't know who Julian is from the Trailer Park Boys, who you absolutely should know who Julian is from the Trailer Park Boys.
You should.
Let's find a decent picture. How about this one right here? This is Julian. Ah, fuck. Never mind. It's not working right. How about open image and new tab?
Best laid plans, twos. Best laid plans.
Apparently, it's the smallest picture you could ever imagine. But look at that picture. And then look at this picture. It's the same person.
Minus he identifies as a woman. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the best women have goatees.
So Southwest will require plus-sized passengers to purchase additional seats in advance, eliminating their prior ability to receive extra seats for free when available.
Here's the thing is if I've got to pay $50 to put in an extra 10 pounds worth of luggage, there's no reason why you shouldn't be expected to pay for another seat. And let's be totally clear. You're paying for all the seats that you're using.
Remember, bearded women are women, boys. Thanks, Dane.
Yep. That's like boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Like, if you can somehow limit yourself to the confines of the individual seat that you paid for, by all means. But if you're taking up 2 seats, pay for both the seats you're using.
Edmonton City Council approves $400 million deal to build Event Park Village at Ice District. Here's the drawings of it if people are curious what it looks like. Okay.
They don't care. This is dumb. The Oilers suck.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
That and the sound effect, yeah.
All right.
Okay. How about this? It's absolutely insane that we are subsidizing billion-dollar industries where the lowest paid people, the lowest bottom of the rung people are all millionaires. and somehow they need tax dollars to maintain their going concern. They don't. It's just that it's kind of like the Arab Pride Mafia or whatever that was in Montreal, who says, "Oh, you got to pay us for the protection, because it would be a shame if something was to happen to your nice establishment here." And these guys are saying, "Hey, I'm not saying you need to give us a few $100 million, but we would be more apt to go to a place in which they would provide us with that if you were not to do so." And that's exactly what this is.
Shall we bring up drivers in Calgary?
No. Okay, you know what? For somebody who loves Edmonton so much, let's give the devil his due on this. This is what this is. It's a shakedown, and the shakedowns will continue until some local municipality says, "You know what, guys? You're kind of
Calgary Flames aren't getting taxpayer dollars."
Oh, they are, and it's bullshit.
Oh,
Nashville does, and it's bullshit.
Oh, we're going to rag on the Edmonton Oilers and what they're doing.
It's current news, Sean. Try and keep up.
Oh, sure.
So the point is that every time this happens with every town, it's wrong. Okay. And if Calgary said,
I just like how
we're not going to pay for your new stadium. I have bitched about the new Calgary stadium, so don't even go there with me, you hypocritical bastard.
You know, folks, what I needed this week was a Friday with Twos. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was excited to be in here. Carry on, Twos. Enlighten me some more.
Calgary should have said, "You know what, guys? If you want it, you can build it. We don't go to every other company. It's not like it's not like Office Depot or Staples says, we're going to move out of this town if you don't buy our store for us." There's no other business model where that's an expected part of the situation. I don't see why sports teams need to be so different. And Calgary could have very easily said, "You know what? I understand. If you guys feel like you're better off leaving, we can't stop you. Atlanta has another opening. You could go back there."
I've been getting texts about why I didn't interview the premier when she was in Lloyd. I've been getting several texts about that.
Probably
I reached
you didn't
out.
know she was. Oh,
no, I reached out a month ago. And I reached out when she was here with Scott Moe as well. I'm getting crickets from that side of the world for anyone who cares. So there you go. Just for people who keep texting me that. I just got one right now. So I'm just throwing that out into the world. Okay.
Can you stick to the show and worry about
I'm responding to what listeners are texting me right now, Twos. Just gotta address the
I don't even look at it. Jamie probably texted me 3 times already. He probably explained to me exactly what 0.3 to the left means and why it's standardized, but I'm gonna look at it after the show.
Video of politics in Mexico.
We need more politics like this. I'm gonna do some color commentary.
You remember when Shane Getson? Who is it? Shane Getson and who?
Brian Jean.
And Brian Jean.
That was unsubstantiated.
We never had any video of it. This, you actually get to see the entire thing. Let's roll. Well, and you may commentate.
That thing with Brian and Shane supposedly was that he just said he was going to kick his ass. There wasn't actually any fisticuffs. Unlike Mexico, buckle your seatbelts, folks. Oh, wait. I'm going to turn on some sound. All right. So there's a couple Mexican dudes pushing each other. And then I love the part where this guy, somebody told him to get out of the shot. He's commenting on this live. He's reporting live on this. And they're like, you need to move off to the side so that we can see this as it unfolds. And so then he says something about Taco Bell and
esta sesión de la Comisión Permanente del Congreso de la Unión correspondiente a este miércoles 27 de agosto del siguiente año. De esta manera concluido entonces.
It's going on for 70 years. I have many fridge magnets.
Año de ejercicio de la 66ª legislatura en el Congreso de la Unión.
Seems to be very heated.
Pasará muy bien.
Anyways,
it's great reporting. Can you imagine if you had a reporter standing in there where Shane Getson and Brian Jean were going at it, and they seem to be
they
having a
apparently
disagreement.
didn't go at it. It was just a verbal thing where they
I
just
know.
one of them said they were going to kick the other one's ass.
I know. I like to think it got a little heated like that, and it would have been great to have had somebody just have Twos standing there with a mic going live as it's breaking out. Twos, get out of the shot. Let us see what's going on.
Get your giant head out of the way, you idiot.
City of Ottawa to require all employees in the office 5 days a week starting in January.
This is just sad. This is horrible. I mean, the difficult conditions that they're forced to work in. And I mean, absolutely forced. Because, I mean, it's not as though they could just quit if they don't like it. Why don't they quit? Maybe because it's still a pretty decent fucking job. And maybe because there's a lineup of people who would be more than willing to take a 35-hour work week with a defined benefit pension that's going to pay you over $100,000. My part-time job is 35 hours a week.
Something must be done. Toronto's councillor speaks out about Rogers Stadium noise. I like this line. Just because it is technically in compliance does not mean it's acceptable levels for the community.
So for those of you who don't know, Rogers Stadium is the Sky Dome.
Correct.
In Toronto. And this councillor in Toronto is upset because the concerts and events that happen there, while being within the legal limitations,
correct,
are just people are having too much fun and it's too loud. The concerts are too loud.
Technically in compliance, though, Twos. I mean, technically
in compliance. I would just tell this if I worked at Rogers Stadium, if I was the official spokesperson for Rogers Stadium, I would tell this counselor that he can technically suck my balls.
Repeated heat waves can age you as much as smoking or drinking. Please stop. Just please stop with these, I'm removed right now from YouTube for a woman talking about the health benefits of the sun and things like this.
Well, this
Meanwhile,
is
why can't they be removed? Repeated heat waves can age you as much as smoking and drinking. Don't you dare go out in the sun. You smoke and you drink, you buggers.
That was my takeaway, is that smoking and drinking should be a viable alternative and that we need to do more of it.
I can't believe this is a headline.
This is the goofy news.
I know.
Now let's get to your sign.
Here we go.
This would have been actually really good to put in with the drivers thing.
Can I turn right? There's got to be
City
a sign.
of Calgary sandwich board placard explaining how traffic lights work at an intersection. You can see the button you push to cross. There's literally an explanation at the traffic lights. Do you know why people use traffic lights? Because it's a hell of a lot simpler than having a stock ticker explaining the exact current situation of the intersection. You got 3 lights, and they will tell you what you should or should not do. And part of getting your driver's license is being able to understand the difference between the 3 lights, which, by the way, just as a quick side note, the fact that we put red as stop and green as go, when people have been documented for a very long time as having red-green color blindness, seems like a bit of a misstep, just in terms of the culture in general. The fact that out of any other colors, like we could have had fuchsia and aquamarine. I don't even know what those are. We could have had mother of pearl as one of the lights. We could have done so many different things. Burnt pumpkin. We could just whatever. We could have gone any number of ways with this, but the stop one and the go one we picked as the ones that people sometimes have a disability to even see the difference between. But it doesn't even matter because we have to have explanations on the side of the intersections now explaining what the fuck they are anyways.
Advocates warn federal budget cuts could reduce diversity and inclusion initiatives.
Well, that's just horrible news.
Can we show the video of the getaway driver? I want to show the video of the getaway driver.
Oh, did you find this interesting?
I watched the entire thing. I found the commentating on it almost hilarious. Like this was straight out of a skit.
Now
Like this could be an SNL skit.
Finding another gas station.
So this
guy
is hot
is
pursuit.
correct.
This guy is trying to make an O.J. Simpson Ford Bronco getaway. He's
Correct.
being pursued by police officers in vehicles and monitored via police
Helicopter.
and news helicopters.
Right.
And this is what he does.
Might be the same one. He must be low on gas. Driver stepping out of the vehicle.
He's on his cell phone while he's driving, just to make matters worse.
And he's going to drop it right here. He's going to get gas.
He's going to drop it right here. Oh, no, wait. He's going. Oh, my goodness, folks. He's going to get gas. This has never been seen before in a police chase. And he's got his T-shirt pulled up above his nose because that's going to stop him from seeing his face. Dude on the motorbike just chilling, not realizing anything's going on.
Getting gas after feeling some degree of relief here, although you could tell he's still very animated. He's got his shirt covering his face.
He probably doesn't need much more than a quarter tank.
Helicopters, but pretty unaware of the fact that he's pretty much on his own down there. There's really nobody pursuing him anymore. All of the law enforcement has pulled off. LAPD has abandoned this pursuit. California Highway Patrol has sent their helicopter off to other assignments. So it looks like he is really just he's got a little wad of cash there, maybe.
yeah, because he's going to make sure he pays for the gas he uses.
I mean, he couldn't be acting any more suspicious. I'll tell you that.
This is great. I mean, this is great.
That's only half the video.
That's only half the video. It goes on and on and on. Like, it just, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is, yeah. Anyways, okay.
I think
Vancouver.
If I remember correctly, he got away. Yeah, the driver was able to escape and not in custody.
He ditched the car and then got away. After being like, they literally
after spending all that time billing it, he ditched the car.
Correct.
And he paid for the gas.
If that wasn't funny enough, let's come back to Canada. Let's come back to a bizarre headline in Canada. Vancouver parents blocked from teaching their kids to swim in public pools. Haley Arthur took her 7-year-old daughter to the Kensington Community Center pool in East Vancouver last month. The pair were eager to get in the water. She described her daughter as a non-swimmer and wanted to make her feel more confident before starting swim camp there. For about 20 minutes, the two did floats and glides in the shallow end. Then Arthur says a lifeguard told her she couldn't continue. She said it looked too much like a lesson and that I can't teach during public swim. Said Arthur, a former lifeguard. I was confused. I can't teach my own daughter how to swim in a public pool. In a statement, the Vancouver Park Board said parents are welcome to support and guide their children at the pools. However, organized and structured private swim instruction, including formal lessons, is not permitted unless it is provided by authorized aquatic staff or through an approved private business.
Oh, isn't that great? Let's just have the government solve all of our problems.
Welcome back to Canada, folks. No worries. Let's show a firebomb that's gone wrong.
Yes. So, 2 Indian idiots attempted to firebomb a tow truck in Toronto last night. This is, again, this crazy tow truck mafia
saga
thing.
Yes. This is also great.
And so that's their car there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to firebomb a tow truck. I wonder what's going to happen.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The car's on fire. What have you done? Drive away, but we're on fire.
The fire keeps following us. That's because it's in the car. You know what, Sean? It's just really important for us all to remember right now that just because we have chiseled abs and stunning features doesn't mean we too can't not die in a freak gasoline fight accident.
Okay. Dozens of trees were cut on public land. Now this Quebec businessman has a view. Some 90 trees were laterally cut, seemingly in a straight line, not seemingly, in a straight line that now is level with the windows of a house located on the ridge. Homeowner is Pierre Bouin, chairman of the board of directors for Bombardier.
It's just this happy coincidence that they needed to cut the tops of these trees off that just so happened to line up perfectly with the line of sight from his cabin.
There you go.
Just,
You can
just
see
a
it.
happy accident. Love it when a plan comes together.
I couldn't figure out if this is the next one's true. Is this true? This Lionsgate thing? So Lionsgate is holding a screening
Presumably.
of The Long Walk, where you need to walk on a treadmill faster than 3 miles per hour for the whole movie. If you stop, you'll be escorted out of the theater and you can't watch the rest of the film. Is this true?
I think so. I imagine. It seems like great marketing. Have you ever read the book?
No.
Okay. No, I didn't ask you anything. Damn lady in the box on the shelf that you can talk to and ask to set timers. There's nothing to do with you. So, Stephen King, this is one of the Richard Bachman books. I think he wrote like 5 of them. So,
Okay.
Running Man is another one of them that he wrote under the pseudonym because he got pretty famous and did a lot of cocaine and thought it would be interesting, where he was like, was it dumb luck or is it because I'm good? And so he started writing under a pseudonym to see if that guy under the pseudonym could also become rich and famous. And then anyways, but this is one of the books, and the idea is that there's this dystopian reality TV contest where everybody has to keep walking above 3 miles per hour, and if you slow down, I think it's more than 3 times within an hour, being less than 3 miles per hour, then you get killed, and the winner gets whatever they want. And the trailer, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but it looks pretty good. It was actually a pretty decent book too.
Okay, fair enough.
And so anyway, but yeah, their marketing for it is that you can go watch it on a treadmill, and if you go below 3 miles per hour, they kick you out of the movie. Yeah. I think that's great marketing.
All right, some happy news.
Happy news. Happy.
You got first, the National Post. Eating meat could actually protect against cancer-related deaths in a new Canadian study. So we have sunlight
meat
bad
is awesome again.
Now meat is back in the good books. That's the good news.
Meat is good again. So,
and then
nice.
You got a new movie with Mark Wahlberg, Play Dirty. It's another heist movie.
It's a heist movie written and directed by Shane Black. For those of you who don't know who Shane Black is, he was one of the co-writers of the original Predator movie. He was actually also one of the guys in the helicopter. Died off fairly early in the movie, like as big as a house. That guy. He wrote and directed The Nice Guys, criminally underrated movie. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, criminally underrated movie. Iron Man 3, not an awesome movie, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is the best Christmas movie ever made. Hands down. It's wonderful. I loved it so much that I got the dime store paperback that it was loosely based on from like the 20s called Bodies Are Where You Find Them. That's how great this movie is. And it wasn't a huge hit, and I never understood why, but he gets to keep making movies, and now he's doing a heist movie, which is 2's favorite movies.
We have some time on this show for heist, don't we?
Yeah.
Community notes. I got one for tomorrow. In Vegreville, Alberta, they want you to help crack a world record, world's largest egg and spoon race, ages 10 and up. So that's happening Saturday, August 30th. So tomorrow.
Yeah. Alberta day-long weekend at the Whistle Stop Cafe in Mirror.
All right. There you go.
Monday will be the biggest day with the car show. Saturday has a bike rally. I saw some stuff for it. Basically, from now until Monday, things are going nonstop there.
All right. Well, there you go. Any other community notes that you know of, twos? Anything out there, folks, that you want us to bring up here quickly before we hop off?
Well, I want to talk about how cool it is that Vegreville is doing that. I mean, they've got that, the world's biggest Pasanka.
Yes.
The giant egg. For those of you uncultured louts who see it as you drive down Highway 16 between Lloyd and Edmonton. Well, you can't really see it too well from the highway, but it's there. and it's huge and it's awesome. And they got, the old trains there and everything else like that. It's a fun place to stop. And one of those world's biggest. And if there's anything people in the prairies like, it's having the world's biggest something.
Appreciate you all hopping on with us for Mashup 173. As always, we're here Fridays, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, walking you through.
Wait, 1 second. Complimentary concert at Vic Juba Community Theater on Sunday, August 31st, featuring Calgary's Spencer Joe and Lloyd Locals Dylan Hansen and the Rough Cuts.
Thanks, Jen. Shout out to Jen.
Before, but I don't know who they are. So, yeah.
All right. That's happening here in Lloyd. Cool. Vic
There
Juba. We got one more.
Nope.
Biggest fair in the smallest town in Alberta, the Lakedale Fair this weekend.
I don't know where Lakedale is.
Wherever you find folks are at, enjoy the long weekend.
Yes.
It looks like it's going to be beautiful. And, it's after this, right? Kids back in school, sports just crank up a notch and on and on and on.
Okay. Zane says, so how's about we talk about a countdown to 1,000 SNP episodes?
Yeah, we're at 90.
Big deal.
90. What do we have, folks? 90210. 905, 906, somewhere in there. So we're less than 100 to go, which means, that's going to come faster than I care to admit. And we'll be hitting
usually
1,000.
my line.
Yeah. Folks, we appreciate Zane. I'd be curious who people want to see on the 1,000th. That'd be interesting. I'd be, there's been lots of names. When I go back to the 100th, that was a big to do.
Probably. Episode 222 was a big deal.
Episode 222 was a relative big deal, but 1,000, yeah. I don't know where the time goes, but that'll come up soon enough. And if you got your thoughts on who you want to see, shoot me a text or fill up the comments. I'm kind of curious. Twos, who would you like to see on the 1,000th episode?
Probably me. I'm already on this show once a week, and I'm going to monopolize episode 1,000.
Pigeon Lake area is the Lakedale Fair.
Lakedale Fair.
There you go.
I don't know where Pigeon Lake is. I mean, I'm sure if somebody pointed it out, I'd be like, oh, yes, absolutely, yes, Pigeon Lake. But I can't think of it off the top of my head. Episode 1,000. You should get Justin Trudeau, his dumbass self, on for episode 1,000. You could do an episode with him and Katy Perry. And you guys could spend the whole episode talking about
I want to enjoy the 1,000th episode. I want to enjoy it. Can we get somebody that I would enjoy?
You end it by punching him in the fucking mouth.
I should have never asked Twos for his recommendation for the 1,000th episode, folks. I would appreciate your recommendations. Either way, Mashup 173 in the books. We're here every Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's always a joy. There's been some
big announcement in Mashup stuff coming in the next couple weeks. Spoiler alert, it's a Bond spiel.
Spoiler alert, he gives it away. Okay. There you go. Folks, thanks for hopping on with us. If you've enjoyed the show, make sure to share it with a friend. Share it on social media. Help get the word out. We appreciate it. Either way, that's going to do
every week, guys.
Yeah, we're Earl Whaley says Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan would be a hell of a 1,000.
No, he's saying you're losing your hair.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, you need Rogaine.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll catch up to you next week. Thanks again for tuning in this week. Enjoy the long weekend. Twos, as always, great having you on. And folks, we're going to catch up to you next week. That should do it for us until we meet again.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Sean.
Welcome to the Mashup.
Tell me whether I'm wrong or right. East or west, up or down, side to side. I sit to stand and fall to fly. Of all of my impulsive plans, popping, locking, salsa dances on demand. I follow leading off the map and stop the chatter, scream happily.
Welcome to the Mashup.
Welcome to the Mashup.